Hello viewers and welcome to another Doctor Who episode review, and today I'm reviewing The Ghost Monument. So before I start reviewing this episode, I suggest that you go and see it first, because it does contain some spoilers. So this episode is the second episode of Series 11, starring Jodie Whittaker as the Doctor. So, before going into the details of the episode, I overall say that this episode is not a bad episode, but it's also not the best episode. And the main reason for this is because I love the beginning. I love the sort of like the spaceships like crashing down on this warm planet. I did like that bit, and the ending were great. It was just, for me, I just think the middle dragged on a bit, which it let down the story a bit. But this episode's kind of like a bridge between The One Who Fell to Earth and the next episode, Rosa, because all she was doing, the Doctor, was trying to get her ship back, the TARDIS, which is the Ghost Monument in this episode. So it was a lot of, so they had to wait on the spaceship, on the boat, and there was seeing how they would get the ship back, and it was just when they were in the underground bit, it felt a bit slow, and it was dragged out. But that's the main problem of this episode, because I think the rest of it were great. So if I start with the opening, I'll move on to the theme in a minute. But the opening with the crash landings, I thought was a great start to the episode, and I liked how it continued from last episode when they were floating in space, and they obviously got saved by this spaceship, or two spaceships, and it was such a great opener to the episode. And I loved how I liked the cinematography when the spaceship, or the second spaceship, crash landed. It was just so good. The shots of the camera and the way the planet looked, and just everything. It looks so good. I definitely think that's improved the show. Definitely, just the way it looks, like the special effects with the robot guards when they were firing at the Doctor and companions. I thought the special effects were great, so I love that bit of the episode. So yes, I did like the opening. The characters and the plot, I didn't mind. So the Doctor had her own plot to see where the TARDIS is, and to try and get her TARDIS back, in which she realises it's the Ghost Monument, which them two, Armstrong and Ezo, I can't remember their names, they were duelling against each other to try and get this Ghost Monument to claim the prize. So I quite liked the first bit where there was kind of explaining how they were racing against each other to try and get this. And yeah, so basically the TARDIS team, if you like, followed them two who were dueling, because obviously it's the TARDIS, and obviously the Doctor wants the TARDIS back. So yes, it was really good, full of action. I did like that. I weren't too bothered about the robot guards. They were just there, I suppose. They didn't really excite me or anything, but they were alright, I suppose. And the characters overall were good. I liked the Doctor. I think she's great, and I liked Ryan, Graham, and I even think Yaz were okay. I know a lot of people think that she's not really stood out yet, but I think she's great so far. I'm sure that episode 4 will. I think that's focused on Jazz's family anyway, and that's actually called the Arachnids in the UK, not the Witchfinders like previously said. So yeah, I'm just gonna get that out of the way. So yes, so the opening bit was fine. It drags a bit in the middle, and the ending, obviously, she thought that, well, they all thought that you just stuck on the planet, and then suddenly she had to stabilise the TARDIS so that they could all go in, and the Doctor was reunited with it. And I thought that was great. I did like that. And the outside of the TARDIS has grown on me, because I didn't particularly like the sign the wrong way around, and just the colour and everything, but I actually like it. I think the way it was shot in the episode, it was great. And I'm gonna talk about the inside of the TARDIS now. So the inside of the TARDIS, I think how when she was walking in, I think the box thing, like where the doors are, that's new. I've never really seen that before. It's always just been an instant. So yeah, the outside it was like an instant thing to the inside, but yeah, you were still in the box, which were different. I don't mind that. I liked the pattern on the walls, the brownie pattern. It reminded me of like the big entrance, like Classic-fied or Paul McGann-fied. I did like that big sort of entrance and all that. And obviously the TARDIS has kind of copied the Sonic Screwdriver with the crystal theme. And I like the colours in that. I'm just not sure about something, which is the actual console itself. Like, I didn't really like the sand timer, egg timer thing. Or the central column in the middle is a bit thick and it just looks to be stuck there. And it doesn't look like there's any buttons on the console, even though there is little switches on there. It's just very plain, and it doesn't really make me excited when I see it, because I've seen the episode twice now, and it at first it got me excited, but then it just, I don't know. I'm gonna have to see more of the inside, to be honest. And the custard cream thing at the end, the custard cream dispenser. At first I thought, oh my god, what's that doing in there? That's not Doctor Who. But then I thought, the first Doctor TARDIS, it had like a food dispenser, so I thought, alright, then that's alright actually. They've got a treat for the journey. So I don't actually mind that. So overall, the inside of the TARDIS is I'm just gonna have to see more of it, I guess. It's not really winning me over. It doesn't have the same effect on me like when Matt Smith got his second TARDIS. I just loved that intro to the new TARDIS, and I think that's great. I still like the TARDIS now. How it evolved into Peter Capaldi. I loved that TARDIS. And even with Matt Smith's first TARDIS from the 11th Hour, I don't like the TARDIS design at all, but it felt and looked like the TARDIS. It's just with this new Jodie Whittaker one, it just don't feel like the TARDIS for me yet. Although I did like the entrance, it's just the console itself. So, last but not least, I'm going to mention about the title sequence. I quite like it, to be honest. It's significantly shorter to what we're all used to, but to be honest, I like the visuals. It's very John Smith YouTube like, which I think a few people picked up on. I do think the visual quality of the title sequence is great. The music has grown on me, even with the end credits, because in The Woman Who Fell to Earth, the drums were way too loud, but they seem to have toned them down a bit, and I think the title sequence overall is great. I love the way it looks, and I like the music. So that's a big tick for the episode and the rest of the series. Yeah. So, I think I've covered what I need to cover for the Ghost Monument. Oh yeah, last thing actually, the alien in the episode, what used like the material thing that said the timeless child. I didn't mind it. It wasn't threatening. It didn't appear in the episode that much, but I think it will have something to do with Tim Shah, who was in the previous episode with the teeth. I think there's a connection there, and I think we'll see them creatures later on in the series. So I'm interested to see how that villain comes across and how powerful it is and all that. But in this episode, it weren't really threatening. At first, I thought it was creepy, but it's not the most threatening creature in the world. So yeah, that's last thing now. Overall, I'd probably give it a 6, or yeah, about a 6 actually. Yeah, 6 out of 10 for this episode. It's an overall average episode. It just bridges episodes 1 and 3 together because they're just finding the TARDIS basically. The title sequence is great. The fast bits of the episode, like the opening and the closing bits were great. It was just the middle that dragged a bit. The TARDIS needs to grow on me a bit, which I'm sure it will. Hopefully it will. And I'm interested to see where the series will go. Now she's got a TARDIS, and it feels like Doctor Who again. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. Yeah. So next episode is called Rosa, and they're travelling back to 1955 to meet Rosa Parks, and I'm just looking forward to that episode. Considering that episode 2s of every series is bad, I think this one's not bad. I think it's okay actually, and better than a lot of episode 2s, or what is probably one of the best, especially of the recent years with what we've had with Matt Smith, Peter Capaldi. So yeah, it's not a bad episode 2 episode actually. Now come to think of it. So yeah, Rosa's next week, and then it will be the arachnids in the UK with the spiders, which we've definitely seen in the trailers. So I can't wait for that. So I'm going to leave it at that, and hopefully I'll see you in my next review.